And welcome to the tutorial on how to make a lower third graphic for the awards assembly. First thing I want you to do is go to the sports broadcasting page right here, and I want you to go to the our shared Google Drive folder. It's this link right here. So we'll go there, and I want you to double click on awards and awards graphics. There you're going to find a bunch of topics, and I want you to put your name right here. Okay, so there it is. And next to whatever one is empty, grab the topic and copy it. You can go Command C or Edit Copy. And now I want you to open Photoshop. So you open Photoshop, and I want you to pick New File and go over here to Film and Video and select HDTV 1080p. It's right there. Then I want you to go here. This is the title right here. I want you can highlight it and go Command V to paste in the title. We'll be doing that a couple of times. The orientation should be set to this. That should all be good. But under background contents, instead of it being white, I want you to change that to transparent. Transparent. Okay. Good. I think that's great. So now we're going to hit create. And now you get this. And these blue lines are guides that shows you the edge of the television. And so we are going to start off with picking the shape tool. The shape tool, the shortcut is the letter U, but it should also be down here. It's this guy right here. By the way, if you click and hold it down, then you can see all of the other tools that you have, but you just want the rectangle tool, and that's the first one that shows up. So now we are going to change some of the settings on the shape tool. So let's start off with the stroke part right here. The stroke is the line that goes all around the outside, and we actually don't want it. So we're going to click on it, and you want this guy on the left-hand side, no color. All right, that's good. And so next thing you're going to do is you're going to change the foreground color, or the foreground color. That's this guy down here. Okay, if you hover over it, see it says set foreground color. You're going to click on that, and then down on the bottom right here, you're going to type in 3356 FB. That is this blue right here. So that way we all have the exact same blue. Now say OK. Good stuff. Next, we are going to pick the fill. So click on fill, this color right here, and you're going to pick this third guy in here called gradient. Awesome. So a gradient is the way that a color changes into another, and in actual fact, we want this one, foreground to transparent. So that way, as you can see, it starts off blue and it goes into transparent. But we actually want to change this and grab this black bar right here. And we're going to pull that into the middle. And when you let go, see how it changes that? That's good. And see, this guy changes the amount that you have. Okay, it needs to just stay in the middle. That's good. Now, at the moment, it's set up to actually come in from this way, and you don't want that. So you can play around with this, but in actual fact, the easiest way is just change this guy to 0. That's good. Okay. The opacity, I want you to make 80%. Awesome. Now just hit return, and we will be, you'll get out of that window. And now what we want to do is we want to draw the shape. So take your mouse and put it where these two lines meet, the two blue guides. Put it right there on the intersection. And we're going to drag it over into the middle and go up about an inch or so. And you'll notice that my height actually is changing, and maybe put that at about 124, 125, just to begin with. We can adjust it later. Okay, so you let go. You'll notice that we now have this shape right here. Excellent. So, and you'll notice that the gradient comes across, and you can adjust all of that afterwards too. You'll notice that the settings are up top. Any changes you make will happen down here to this guy. And also there's also different ways that you can change it here using the transformation tools. All right, so now we're going to put some text in here. Hit the letter T for text. It'll take a little while for the stuff to load, and your text tool is here. So if the T doesn't work, just click on this fellow. Awesome. So now let's change some settings for text. Up here, we want Apple Chancery. So you can select it from the list or just type Apple C, and then you'll be able to easily find Apple Chancery right there. And so now I want you to change the size to 90. Good. And we're going to need to change the color. So the color is this black one. And now what I want you to do is I want you to go down to this code down here and type FFD912. That's going to give you this nice gold, and say okay. So that's going to mean that we are now going to type with Apple Chancery font, 90 point in size. At the moment, we're going on left align text. That's this guy right here. If you don't have that clicked, you may as well do it now. And it's going to be gold lettering. So we're still in the text tool. And I want you to go to about this point right here and click in the middle. Awesome. So now it gives you this this lettering, and it fills in with, this is sort of like nonsense letters, just so you see what it's going to look like. And you should be able to paste in your topic. So I'm going to go Command V to paste in, and I have car care, and that shows up right there. So now if you hold down the Command key, see how the mouse changes? So hold down the Command key, you can drag this and it'll pull in, and that snaps into place right about there. And I actually want it to come down ever so slightly, but that's okay. That's only my preference. All right. Good stuff. And so now we have that out of there. Now, if you, something is really important. If you have made a change to anything in Photoshop, and like you hear, I've just made a change to the text, you have to get out of this tool by clicking on either return or enter, I should say, which is on your large keyboards. It's the far button way over there by the numbers. Way over on the right hand side, or you can click the check mark. And so when you hit the check mark, it basically gets you out of making changes to this. This is for both the text tool and changing shapes. All right. Now what I want you to do is hit the letter U, which brings you back to the shape tool, and you can click on the rectangle. Okay. If you just click here on this guy, it's going to actually ask you if you want to create a new rectangle. You don't want to do that. You click here on the layer for your rectangle. Good. So that allows you, see how you've got these boxes around here? this means that you can change it. So you can make an adjustment to the size. And I want you to do this. It'll entirely depend on what your topic is. And you can make adjustments, pull it all the way across if it's quite a long topic or whatever you need. You can also change the size of the font if you need to. So if you want to do that, then again, click on the layer, Car Care, right here. And you'll see up here under Properties, you can click here on this guy. You can pick different sizes, but what I actually like to do is I like to hover over top. See how it turns to two arrows? If you hover over top and you click small or left and right, and you got to do it kind of slowly because then it has to readjust for you right here. And you can change the size if you need to change the size, that is. Okay, well, you know what? I don't like what I've done, so I'm going to click on the history button. That's this guy right here, and it's going to show me everything that I've done. And I'm going to say, you know what? I want to back up one. There it is, right there. Okay, I'm going to close this by clicking on the two arrows, the double arrow right there. And now I like this. I'm going to now save it. So Command S will save it, or you can go File, Save. Very good. Okay, now you're going to get this Save to Creative Cloud, possibly. And what I want you to do is, this is just Adobe trying to make some money. And because if you fill up your Creative Cloud, then they're going to charge you some money. So you don't want to do that right now. On your computer is what you want. And you're going to say, don't show me this again, and save on your computer. Okay. Then you're going to go to the desktop. Now, if you don't have desktop down here, like I don't, you can go Command Shift D. That automatically takes you to the desktop. And then you're going to save it as a Photoshop file. Save. Great. Oh, and I've already got it there once, so I'm going to hit Replace. And this maximize capabilities that don't show again. Say OK. Good. So now this guy is now saved onto our desktop. Here's our last step. We're going to go back to Google Chrome. You can get that here by clicking on the dock, Google Chrome. And you're going to go back to the Awards tab. And this is where you're going to drag in your copy. You can see, actually, I already did Car Care once, but if I go to the Finder, all right, or if I go down here and click on Finder, it gives me a new Finder window, and I can click either on desktop or go Command Shift D, takes me to the desktop again, and then I'm going to Car Care, and you just drag that onto this window. Now, because I have it already, it's going to say, hey, you want to replace the existing file? I'm going to say, sure, yeah, I'm going to do that. Excellent. And that's all you need to do for this. You go back to this guy and you pick the next one, cosmetology intro, and put your name in and make a new one for cosmetology. Hopefully, we're going to get all these topics done. All right, thanks very much.